Prime Minister Modi departs for a two-day visit to Russia to attend the Eastern Economic Forum meeting as the chief guest. He will also hold bilateral talks with the Russian President Vladimir Putin. Prior to his departure, Prime Minister Modi says that the visit underlines the desire of the two countries to diversify and further strengthen the bilateral relations. Cabinet hears the recapitalization of the IDBI Bank with 9,300 crore rupees fund infusion by both the government and the LIC. Also clears price hike of ethanol used for blending with petrol by the public sector oil companies. Enforcement Directorate arrests former Karnataka Minister and Congress leader D.K Sivakumar in a money laundering case. Home Minister Amit Shah meets local-level elected representatives from Kashmir in Delhi, says restrictions on mobile phones will be lifted in a few weeks, assures them of complete normalcy soon. He reiterates that Jammu and Kashmir will revert to full statehood as soon as situation becomes completely normal. Prime Minister Modi interacts with the winners of the National Teacher Awards 2018, highlights the importance of technology as teaching aid, urges the teachers to stimulate creativity among students. The Chief Election Commissioner Sunil Arora assumes charge as the chairman of Association of the World Election Bodies. India takes over the chair from Romania for the term 2019 to 2021. And in sports news, former India T20 International captain Mithali Raj announces her retirement from the T20 Internationals. Mithali led India in the 32 T20 Internationals. Hello and welcome. You're watching Doordarshan News with me, Nancy Kohli. A top story: Prime Minister Narendra Modi and leaders of a number of other countries will attend the 5th Eastern Economic Forum to be held in Vladivostok, Russia from the 4th to 6th of this month. Prime Minister Modi is the chief guest this time around. The forum provides a platform for discussing issues aimed at expanding international cooperation in the Asia-Pacific region and developing the economy of Russia's Far East. Prime Minister Modi will also participate in the 20th India-Russia Bilateral Summit.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi arrives in Vladivostok on 4th of September for the 20th India-Russia Bilateral Summit and as the chief guest at the Eastern Economic Forum. The summit will take forward the privileged strategic partnership that the two countries share with a new layer of inter-regional cooperation in the Russian Far East.
The Prime Minister will deliver an address. There will also be an India-Russia business dialogue, and for this a 50-member FICCI delegation is also going to be in Vladivostok. So among the potential sectors are coking coal, obviously oil and gas, diamonds, timber, tourism, and from our perspective we are also looking at the possibility of farming and also of manpower exports. We need to broaden the relationship with Russia beyond civil, nuclear and defense into other areas of the economy. A 5-year roadmap laying out what possibilities we have in cooperating in oil and gas, both in terms of exploration and exploitation and in terms of purchase in the 5-year time frame 2019 to 2024.
The focus on the Russian Far East comes after Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal led a high-level delegation which included the Chief Ministers of Uttar Pradesh, Gujarat, Haryana and Goa in mid-August. While several MOUs and B2B agreements are expected to be finalized by business leaders on the sidelines of the summit, at least 12 would be exchanged in presence of Prime Minister Modi and President Putin.
There will be a very major announcement on India's engagement with the Russian Far East, inter-regional cooperation between our chief ministers and the governors of the 11 regions of Russia. But in addition, science and technology, Arctic cooperation, the whole set of area will be covered.
President Putin has big plans to integrate Russia's Far East with the major Asian economies. Since the first Eastern Economic Forum 5 years ago, this region has seen rapid growth. On India's part, 2 Indian diamond cutting and polishing units have set up shop in Vladivostok's free economic zone since 2017.
There are several sessions involving India at the 5th Eastern Economic Forum. Among them are harnessing the power of youth, logistics, a digital pathway, human capital in Eurasia, and Russia-India business dialogue. The Economic Forum is held on the campus of Far Eastern Federal University, one of Russia's oldest universities, and gives the students a chance to experience world affairs right on their campus.
Far Eastern Federal University plays a key role in the development of the whole Far East of Russia and the Asia Pacific in general, as it brings leaders of the neighboring countries and all over the world here for events like this, Eastern Economic Forum.
Prime Minister is likely to have bilateral meeting with his counterparts from Japan, Malaysia and Mongolia. India will further consolidate its relationship with all these countries and look for new areas of cooperation in the Russian Far East.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Vladivostok carries great significance. It's a sign of India's importance in the new economic equations of the Asia Pacific. It also cements India's role in the development of the Russian Far East for the long term. With cameraman Loknath and my colleagues Amit Sahu and Shashank Tiwari, this is Mark Lin, DD News, Vladivostok.
The Indian government has a dedicated desk for facilitating investments in Indian Economic Forum. The Indian entrepreneurs already have an expanding footprint in many sectors in Russia's Far East.
Our Honorable Prime Minister had given a commitment to the his President Putin, that India will show a lot of interest in this region in terms of investments, in terms of sourcing raw materials, and as after that we brought a very huge delegation under the Commerce and Industry Minister, and 6 states had come here, 4 chief ministers had come, and there more than 140 Indian delegates had come, more than 5 MOUs were signed. So these are all exploratory in nature, but I am sure they will lead to a lot of investment.
In Russia alone, Invest India has found 47 business interests across 19 sectors, largely driven by private sector and young entrepreneur enthusiasm. They are aiming to build a new technology-driven future. To encourage young ideas, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will launch the Startup Challenge for Tech Solutions in Education to bring the best young minds to find appropriate solutions to education-related problems. There are many success stories with an inherent India connect in the region. Many of the companies have been active in Vladivostok since 2017 and hope to increase their footprints in the country.
India today is the 3rd largest country in the world in number of unicorns. In fact, we've added 1 unicorn every month during the past 9 months. We are the 2nd largest in the world in number of startups, and we are number 1 in the world today in new startups adding every day. So all this has been happening is because there has been a great focus on creating an ecosystem. In fact, what Startup India and Invest India have done is specifically work with the state governments to create state-specific policies to encourage startups in those respective states.
Indian companies have invested millions of dollars in the area, and to add to it, many have employed Indian staff in the region, providing them with an opportunity to work abroad and also, in a way, to promote Indian work culture and ethics.
The opportunity is there, when Indians go out and they prove themselves. It's a proud moment for every Indian. It's not only for the company, It's not an easy job to bring in international ties and to grow businesses in the international arena unless you're committed to it. So we feel that, we as Indians, we are proud to be in many parts of the world, specifically in Vladivostok, which is a difficult region. We find success here, we find support here, and we feel it's a proud moment for all.
The street exhibition in Vladivostok takes one through each region of the Russian Far East and the Asian part of Russia. It is rich in its cultural diversity.
Vladivostok is all decked up in a festive atmosphere for what can be considered a festival of sorts, the Eastern Economic Forum. And the 5th edition of the Eastern Economic Forum has Prime Minister Narendra Modi as the chief guest in what is increasingly being considered now as the Davos of the East. With cameraman Loknath and my colleagues Amit Sahu and Shashank Tiwari, Mark Lin from the street of the exhibition in Vladivostok.
Moving on now, in keeping with the government's decision to strengthen banks to give an overall boost to the economy, the Union Cabinet cleared the decision for capital infusion of over 9,300 crore rupees into the IDBI Bank. The step is expected to help in the bank's turnaround. Here's more on all the key cabinet decisions.
Continuing with its focus on strengthening the banking sector, the centre has approved Rs 9,300 crore fund infusion in IDBI Bank to help improve the bank's capital base and turn it profitable. The decision was taken in the cabinet meeting headed by Prime Minister. The infusion will help in completing the process of IDBI Bank's turnaround and enable it to return to profitability and normal lending.
IDBI Bank सरकारी बैंक थी और आपको पता है कि पिछले साल LIC ने 51% शेयर्स उसके लिए और गवर्नमेंट आज भी 49% शेयर्स उसमें रखती है। इसकी कैपिटल एडेक्वेसी बढ़ाने के लिए 9,000 करोड़ रुपए देने की आज योजना बनाई है।
Of the Rs 9,300 crore needed, LIC would meet 51%, amounting to Rs 4,743 crore. The remaining 49%, amounting to Rs 4,557 crore, is proposed from the government as its share on one-time basis. IDBI Bank, with over 800 branches, has about 1.5 crore retail customers and about 18,000 employees. After this infusion, IDBI Bank expects to be able to subsequently raise further capital on its own. In another major decision that will help the sugarcane farmers, the Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs announced an increase in the price of ethanol procured by public sector oil marketing companies for 1 year starting December.
Surplus fruit grain और rotten fruit grain, ये दोनों में से भी ethanol जो बनाएंगे उसको भी प्रोक्योर किया जाएगा, उसको भी कंपनियों ने प्राथमिकता देके खरीदेंगे। अगले साल की 19-20 की हमारी टारगेट 260 करोड़ लीटर होगा। ये सारे सेक्टर में से हम ब्लेंडिंग करने के लिए हमको उपलब्ध होगा। ये हमारी आवश्यकता की 7% ही होगा, हमारा लक्ष्य 10% है। हम 7% अगले साल उसको पूरा करने वाले हैं।
The price of ethanol derived from C-heavy molasses has been increased from 43.46 rupees per litre to rupees 43.75 per litre, and for B-heavy molasses to rupees 54.27 per litre from 52.43 rupees earlier, an official release said. Also, the price of ethanol from sugarcane, juice, sugar, sugar syrup route has been fixed at rupees 59.48 per litre. The increased prices have been approved for the forthcoming sugar season 2019-20 and will be applicable from 1st of December 2019 to November 30th, 2020. DD News.
After the 4 days of questioning by the Enforcement Directorate, the Karnataka former minister and Congress leader D.K Sivakumar was arrested on Tuesday night under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act. The Central Financial Probing Agency was grilling the Congress leader for the 4th day in Delhi office in connection with the money laundering case. The probe agency move comes after the charge sheet was filed by the Income Tax Department against him in a local court of Bengaluru for alleged Hawala transactions. The situation has been normal in the Kashmir Valley for days now. Almost all the restrictions have been lifted in over 90% of the areas in Kashmir during the daytime. Attendance in schools and offices is also up. Home Minister Amit Shah met a delegation of the village-level elected representatives and is said to have assured them that mobile telephony will also be resumed in the valley in the next 15 to 20 days. Take a look.
Normalcy prevailed in the Kashmir Valley on Tuesday, with restrictions removed in almost all areas during the daytime after the 5th of August abrogation of the special status of Jammu and Kashmir. Restrictions were relaxed during the day in 92 police station areas covering about 90% areas of the valley. Private vehicles were seen plying in different localities. Some areas also had auto rickshaws and cab services connecting different districts in operation. Street sellers were also witnessed plying their business. Government offices are functioning properly and attendance has been good. Over 4,000 primary, middle and high schools are also up and running with improvement in attendance of both students and teachers. People were seen to be enthused at the prospect of being recruited by the army. A large number of young men turned up for trials at an army recruitment camp in Riyasi.
जो आर्मी है सबसे बेस्ट जॉब है और सबसे अच्छा यह है कि इसके कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स और बिहेवियर बहुत अच्छा है और स्ट्रांग बनता है इंसान। देश के लिए सर इसके लिए भर्ती होना चाहते हैं, देश की सर रक्षा के लिए हम भर्ती होना चाहते हैं।
In Delhi, a delegation of local village level representatives called on Union Home Minister Amit Shah. After the meeting, the representatives said that the Home Minister has assured them that mobile telephony will be restarted in the entire state in another 15 to 20 days.
ऐसे कुछ बेसिक इश्यूज थे, छोटे छोटे इश्यूज ही थे, लेकिन जो मेन हमारी डे टू डे जिंदगी में ही डेली लाइफ में ही हमें फेस करने पड़ते थे, उन्हीं पे बात हुई तो उनको लेके उन्होंने काफी एश्योर किया है हमें कि ऐसा कुछ भी आपको फेस नहीं करना पड़ेगा।
While the situation remains normal in Jammu and Kashmir, the BJP is running a public awareness campaign on abrogation of Article 370 in the country. Tuesday saw BJP Chief Amit Shah, BJP Working President JP Nadda, and Union Minister leading the campaign Dharmendra Pradhan calling on former Jammu and Kashmir Governor Jagmohan in the national capital. Jagmohan was Jammu and Kashmir's governor during 1984 to 1989 and then again in 1990 when terrorism in the valley was at its peak. His role in containing the forces of terror is well known. Pakistan has been harping on taking the matter to the International Court of Justice, but its lawyer in the World Court, Khawar Qureshi, has said that Pakistan doesn't have enough evidence to take the Kashmir issue to The Hague. Earlier, Pakistan had tried to take the matter to the United Nations Security Council, but the attempt was a big flop. Most countries have backed India's stand on the matter that Kashmir is India's internal affair where no third-party mediation is required. With inputs from Srinagar Bureau, DD India.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi interacted with the recipients of the National Teacher Awards 2018 at the local landmark. The Prime Minister congratulated the award winners for their exceptional work. He urged them to continue striving hard to transform the life of every student. During the interaction, Prime Minister Modi talked about the importance of using technology as a teaching aid. He asked the teachers to encourage brainstorming among students to find solutions for the various day-to-day problems. He urged the awardees to give every child the opportunity and not to bind the students down. Prime Minister Modi stressed on the need to stimulate creativity among students. He pointed out that encouraging creativity will act as self-motivation for children and enable them to compete with oneself. He added it is important to understand students' perspective about various issues. Chief Election Commissioner Sunil Arora assumed chairmanship of the Association of the World Election Bodies for the term to 2019 to 2021. The decision and the announcement to this effect was made at the 4th General Assembly that was underway in Bengaluru, which is attended by as many as 120 delegates from 50 countries. A member of the executive board since 2013, India had taken over as the vice chair since 2017. With 115 EMBs from 109 countries as its members and 20 international organizations as associate members, it's truly become a global organization to strengthen electoral management in a non-invasive manner.
I can assure you categorically that we shall spare no efforts to make sure that the ideas enshrined in the preamble and whatever has been stated in the vision and mission of AWEB is carried further and AWEB moves from strength to strength with the cooperation of one and all sitting here.
Tiger population has been on the rise in many reserves in the Indian plains, but an encouraging trend has been found that the tigers have been spotted in the hilly terrains and mountainous regions as well in a new study. The Union Minister for Environment, Forests and Climate Change, Prakash Javadekar, said that the results from the study are very encouraging. He said that the tiger presence in mountains will further encourage efforts on tiger conservation and increase its range of habitat.
बाघ आमतौर पर मैदानी जंगल में और उसी के पहाड़ियों में दिखते हैं, लेकिन अभी ये भी भारत में दिख रहा है कि बहुत ज़्यादा ऊंचाई पर भी बाघों का अस्तित्व दिख रहा है। इसके दो अर्थ है। एक तो भारत पहले ही बाघों की राजधानी बन गया है, 77% बाघ हमारे पास है, लेकिन ये हाई अल्टीट्यूड टाइगर्स जो है, जो इतने ऊंचाई पर बाघ का चलन दिख रहा है, इसका मतलब हमारी जैविक विविधता बहुत अच्छी हो रही है और उसी कारण वो सर्वाइव हो रहे हैं। तो इसलिए ये एक अच्छी बात है। उसके बारे में स्टडी हुआ है और स्टडी के साथ साथ उसके बारे में कार्य योजना भी तैयार करेंगे, क्योंकि उसी से ये सब बाघों का भी और अच्छा संरक्षण हो सकेगा और उसके लिए जो आवश्यक वहाँ व्यवस्था है वो तैयार हो सकेगी।
The orbit of Chandrayaan-2's landing module Vikram was successfully lowered for the first time on Tuesday, and one final maneuver remained for India to pull off a historic soft landing on the moon in the early hours of Saturday. The 4-second deorbiting operation was undertaken a day after the indigenously developed lander was separated from Chandrayaan-2's orbiter in a major milestone, pushing India's second lunar mission into its last and most crucial leg, a controlled soft landing on the moon. The ISRO will perform one more deorbiting maneuver on Wednesday before the powered descent of Vikram on 7 September for its landing in the lunar South Pole. A successful landing will make India the fourth country after Russia, the US and China to achieve a soft landing on the moon. But it will be the first to launch a mission to the unexplored South Pole of the moon. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has been in Japan strengthening India-Japan defence ties. Progress has been made in exploring warship building capabilities, apart from developing other defence capabilities, particularly in the air. Take a look. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh on the second day of his visit to Japan toured the Japan Marine United Isogo Works. He was accompanied by the Deputy Minister of Parliament of Japan. The Japan Marine United Isogo Works is known for its use of modern technology in the manufacturing of ships worldwide. There, the Defence Minister was briefed about the novel technology used in the ships and also the company's future policies. It is to be noted that discussion is on for assistance in the construction of warship with the Indian shipbuilding company like Masgaon Dock Shipbuilders Limited and the Garden Reach Shipbuilders.
India sees his relation with Japan not only in the context of defence cooperation, but he wants to establish an international forum as far as peace in this region is concerned, like Indo-Pacific region. America and Australia have been part of this international forum through various military exercises, and India hopes that this international platform will grow further.
Defence Minister Rajnath Singh also took a bullet train ride from Shin Yokohama to reach Hamamatsu Air Base. The Defence Minister tweeted with pictures of his train journey, saying India is also working on a bullet train project with Japan's active collaboration. For the bullet train project in India, talks are on for bringing 24 trains to India from Japan. The Defence Minister also visited the headquarters of the Training Command of Japanese Air Forces Hamamatsu. During the visit, the Indian delegation led by the Raksha Mantri was briefed about the training of the Japanese Air Force personnel. He was also demonstrated the capabilities of E-767 airborne warning and control system aircraft of Japan Air Self-Defense Force, the F-15 fighter jets and T-4 training aircrafts. With inputs from O.P. Das in Japan, DD India. On to sports news now. Veteran Indian cricketer Mithali Raj has announced her retirement from T20 Internationals. She led India in 32 T20s, including 3 Women's T20 World Cups in 2012, 2014 and 2016. Mithali Raj was the captain when India played their first ever Women's T20 International in Derby in 2006. In 89 T20 Internationals, Mithali scored 2,364 runs, including 17 50s with a career best 97 not out. A major controversy broke in November last year when Mithali Raj left out of the World T20 semi-final against England. India went on to lose, and reports emerged of a rift between Mithali Raj and India's current T20 skipper Harmanpreet Kaur. And with that, it's a wrap on this edition of the news. Thanks for being with us.